So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write in what changes I notice in the frequency and the wavelength as my spacecraft approach the source. So I can either redo this again or restart the video. It's up to you. So here, if I click in here, I'll notice that the frequency of the frequency, I can just put the frequency increased or it got higher. And then if I click on, in terms of wavelength, I'll notice that my wavelength, again, one more time, I'll notice that since my crests are closer together, I know that my wavelength the wavelength got shorter. Right, and that's all you need to put for this portion of it. And then the next thing that we're going to do is what happens to the change in colors perceived by the observer. So are we going to see this shifting towards the red end or the blue end as the observer moves towards the star? So to do that, I'm going to go back up to my spectrum. And so I know that, I guess I'd say that my wavelengths are regular over here, or this is what they look like when nothing is moving. And I know that my frequency and my wavelength got shorter. So that means that I'm going to move towards the right side of the spectrum or this side of the spectrum, because if you look over here, the frequencies are higher over here and my wavelengths are shorter. So I'm going to say that when the observer approaches the source, the color shifted towards the blue end. And so this makes sense because when we talk about red shift, blue shift, we say when something moves away from you, the wavelengths get longer. And then when something moves towards you, in case of blue shifts, the wavelengths get shorter, the frequency gets shorter. And so since the rocket ship is moving towards or getting closer towards the towards the source, it is moving towards it. So it's going to shift towards the blue end.